Okay, for our game 2, after the Aleph took control of the entranceway to the prison, all hell breaks loose. When they enter, chaos has erupted inside. There is death, gunshots everywhere, and in the aftermath of the chaos, it's found out that somehow. Yeah, stop for now. So about this. So sometimes okay. At some point, it's discovered that a specular killer, the specular killer has now escaped the facility and has made it out into the general Eugene population. So, both armies, or both factions, have sent forces out to try and recapture the specular killer. So, both armies are desperately scanning civilians, trying to clear them and evacuate them from the area, and also trying to find the specular killer. So, in this mission, scanning more civilians, of which there are 6 along the centre of the board, will gain you 3 victory points. Finding the specular killer will happen randomly with increasing odds as we scan civilians, and when she's found, she will attack the specialist that discovered her. The specular killer will then get an action in between each player's turn, where she will try and move and attack the nearest enemy unit. If at any point she is out of line of sight to both sides, she will enter the impersonation state and pretend to be a civilian. To capture the speculo and have her unconscious but not dead in base-to-base contact or in case evac is worth 3 objective points. And to have her in your deployment zone at the end of the game in that state is worth 1 deployment zone, worth 1 objective point. There's also 2 objective points for killing more opponents, for killing more of your opponent's points than they do of yours, and then there is 1 classified objective. So we'll see how it goes. So my deployment. I deployed first and have first turn. I put down a Sophatech. And then in the building, I have a 4-man Celestial Guard link with G as as one of them with his 2 mad traps, hopefully able to glue that speculo if it pops out. Then I have a hacker, a normal Celestial Guard, and a Quangxi control device, smoke grenade launcher. Then I have a Rushi here with the Sophatech's Helferbot behind, a Quangxi with chain rifle over here, and a Dakini paramedic. Okay. So now we'll go with the Aleph deployment before we put down reserves.
Yep. Okay. So.
Kids making things chaotic.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah, Missy's here. Okay. Yeah. Let's have a look. Hey, let's see what Daddy's got. So we've got a 4-link Enematakos Turakatai group with Thrasmedes as a link leader with the light rocket launcher.
Yeah. And
the other 3 are paramedics. And we've got 2 net rods successfully deployed, landed, which is good. Mibidon chain rifle, we've got Machion there, there's a doctor.
Yeah.
And another Mibidon chain rifle.
Okay, wait a minute.
And then, just got to put down my last reserve.
Yeah. Okay, let's go see watch Frozen.
Yeah, Frozen.
Okay, so once reserves went down, I deployed my Sujuan Spitfire over here. You see there's a big long corridor here, and counter deploying counter deploying is the
Chusa.
Chusa.
With fuel bark, MSV2.
Yeah. So nastiness. Very nicely counter deployed to stop me trying to rampage. Okay. So let's get into turn 1. Okay, so Eugene turn 1 was an absolute disaster. So my Siljuan started off by cautious moving in mobile form to get out of sight of Chusa. Got up to the corner, went prone in combat form, then remembered about ODD. So I took 4 shots hitting on 8s. I rolled I think I rolled like a 1, a 2, and then misses. And my opponent you only got like 7, didn't you? So you hit back with a 7.
And I got 2 hits on you and you both saved.
Yeah, saved them both.
Yeah.
So I called that a day because I should have remembered about ODD. That was just a silly move. So I decided to go with my initial plan, which was to start just getting scanning civilians with the Dakini. So he moves up safely into the central building. He then fails to scan the first civilian, needing a 16, failed 4 times.
4 times. Yeah. 17.
No, 19, 17, 19, and then
at least 3 17s,
yeah.
I think. Yeah,
and then I came back out of the building. I just thought I need to try and scan these civilians. So I dashed him out, thinking 16. I failed all these times. Chances are I'm going to get success. I rolled another 19.
Yeah.
So he went unconscious from what's he called, Machion or something.
Thrasmides.
Thrasmides, like rocket launcher, put him unconscious. And that's the end of my turn. It was pretty bad just because he failed rolls.
Yeah.
Right, so over to Aleph. Let's then capitalise on this bad start. Okay, so Aleph turn 1.
Yeah, okay, so what do we do?
We had these Myrmidon team, didn't we?
With Machion and 2 Myrmidons. Basically just got in their tri-link.
Yeah.
Just went up. Got the first civilian.
Scanned 1.
Scanned her, it's a civilian. Scanned the second
2.
one, civilian. Got to the third one in the middle.
And it was
the specular killer.
Yeah.
So
who jumped out and killed Machion straight out.
because I moved after having scanned her, so I couldn't do my other second skill.
Yeah.
So she got a free attack on me, killed him. I rolled 11 on my armor save. I needed 13s, and he was my lieutenant, so he's gone. He's out of the game. So the other Myrmidons, they used their pistol with stun arrow to first initially stun her, and then
CC her, yeah.
Yeah, then I CC'd her using a knife to put in the unconscious state, and now C-backing her towards my deployment zone. So, and the other guys didn't move, so that was it. That was really the only thing that was happening.
Well, it's a bit like me. Like nearly everything I did was just the objective points, wasn't it? Except I completely miffed.
Yeah. Well, you got another turn now to make up for it.
So we're also doing where because the Speculator has an auto med kit. Every turn that she's unconscious, we roll for the auto med kit, and if it fails, we're just saying it hasn't activated yet.
Yeah.
So there's always a chance that she can pop up at the end of each player turn and just start wreaking havoc again. Because it's it's a fun random thing to deal with.
It's just
Okay, so Eugene turn 2. The went a lot better. The Link team moved up, fired smoke to the centre. Then the Rushi moved to fire on what's his name again?
Thrasmides.
Thrasmides. The smoke did nothing because I forgot he was in a 4-man link, so I didn't get any bonuses there, but managed to take him out. And then I chanced a not great odds 14 versus 14 firefight with Chusa, and I got lucky and I critted and 2 wounds. So I managed to take him out, and that is pretty much took my entire order pool to achieve. at least the specular's not going to disappear, and I've got a chance to try and get to her later on. So over to my opponent. Well, let's talk me through what he did.
Okay, just very quickly, just got the Myrmidon came down the stairs, grabbed her, and took her into the building. And the 3 Throkotai are in suppression fire because I lost a lieutenant. They were on a regular.
Yeah.
And then I used the last 3 command tokens to make 3 regular orders to put the Myrmidon in some safety for now.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Alright. So using turn 3, I ran the Sulj one up. Combination of prone movements, got through the building. Managed to take out the Myrmidon. Picked up the Speculo. Speculo woke up with her medkit roll at the end of my turn. Failed to take me out. So my opponent has just called it there because he doesn't think he can, with the orders he's got left, make it in there and take on the Sulj one. So at the end of the game, that would have been
So
3,
3, 4.
4 points to me, 3 points to you for scouting more civilians. So another tight game.
Yep, very tight game. Yep.
Hey.
Oh, no, you got more army points than me. You killed
Yes.
more army points, so you got more than me.
No, actually, wait a sec. Sorry. Custom scenario. Need to check what I wrote. So in fact, you would have got 3 for clearing more civilians. I would have got 1 for holding the 3 for killing the holding the speculo, and then I got 2 for the extra army points.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 5-3. Yeah, nice close game.
Yeah, it was close then.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Right, and that's the end of that one. Okay. Any thought? Do you like the scenario design?
Yeah, it was certainly very different. I mean, I like the idea that there's like this hidden threat of this specular killer about to tear your face off every time you scan a civilian. So, unfortunately, Machion was the. I was hoping you were going to do it first.
It's kind of, you were there like, yes, he's failed, yes, another fail, yes, another. But then, you know, actually, if I'd succeeded at being a specular at the start,
much easier.
Yeah.
From range, I can just take her out from range and pick her up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, as it turned out, it was interesting. So it was just it was just like, you know, a tight finish at the end with your was it Szechuan?
Sujuan.
Szechuan. Szechuan.
That's like Szechuan sauce. You go kind of Rick and Morty on us.
Szechuan, yeah, running through there and like some kind of kangaroo on heat and taking her off me. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean the big one was just getting Chusa, wasn't it? Like that was just that was just a good.
Went down and Throsmedes went down.
Yeah.
That was that whole corner.
Yeah.
It's like the threat's gone then.
Well, I was umming and ahhing about even trying that, wasn't I? Because I mean, if you,
I was hoping you weren't going to do it because
Yeah.
then I'd have the reactive, like an active turn.
Yeah.
If I wanted to be offensive. But,
It was just because like that explosive one. I've had explosions just kill the Sujuan outright. In like one shot. So I was really scared of it, but paid off going for it this turn. Anyway, see you guys